So, hello. I am Stephanie Kulik, or as I go by on stage, Steph K. I ran into a guy on an airplane the other night. We started talking about YouTube and how to use it. He's got 20,000 subscribers and was giving me a couple tips on how to grow my following. So, I'm going to take his advice and see how it goes. I thought I would start off talking about. I started comedy about a year and 4 months ago. And I thought I would just start by saying how that all came about and what, led me to that decision. Because I've had, in the year and 4 months I've been doing comedy, I've had a little bit of a success. Nothing major, but I'm getting paid to do shows now. I got paid about 6 months after I finished my class, and apparently that's pretty quick. But I just thought I would, talk about how I started and where I am now. Um, I when I was 50, when I turned 50 last year, my husband and I were talking about New Year's resolutions, um, and he's always told me, since I've known him for about 7.5 years. Since I met him, he's told me that he thought I was funny and I should try stand up. And over the years, I've written a couple jokes here and there, but you know, nothing that I'm using today. But last year on New Year's Day, we were talking about resolutions, and I said maybe I'll take a couple, do a couple open mics and go from there. When I started my research, I found that there were actually comedy classes you could take. And I decided to take a comedy class. I went to Helium down in Philly. Took a 6 week class. Cost about $400. Broken up, that was pretty reasonable. So I finished my class in 6 weeks, and I got to tell you that really helped me a lot because from the first class that I took, I was up there for about 30 seconds, and I said about 20 times, and from that point on till the following 6 weeks, I improved greatly. I think for my performance 6 weeks later, I did about five minutes, and I probably said 15 times. And in the beginning, I did say fuck a lot because I was nervous. I have calmed down since then, thankfully, and because a lot of places prefer clean-ish comedy over dirty comedy. They don't like the F word thrown around a whole lot. Now, I'm going to preface what I'm saying by telling you that I've been in the comedy game for a year and 4 months. So this is my perspective on comedy since I've been doing it. So everybody's going to have their own perspective. This is mine. Um, as a 51-year-old female just starting out in comedy. So I took the class. I actually did my first open mic the week before using the material I was going to do for my performance. So actually my very first open mic was probably March 27th, 2022, and it went good. The week later I did my performance at Helium. It was a good 5 minutes. I had a nice chunk of people to come give me support. It was really good. I felt really good about that. Um, we made material, we had enough material for a good 5 minutes. So every week we would have, meet, talk about our ideas, come up with new ideas. Each of us would go up on stage for, we'd start out at 2 minutes and then 3 minutes and then 4 minutes. It was very nice. I enjoyed the class a lot. Um, I recommend Helium if you're serious about it. Out of the 11 people that I think took it, there's only two or three of us that are still doing comedy at this point. Great, great time. And that gave me a good base for my comedy, because then when I started doing my open mics, I had a good 5 minute set to do and rehearse. And since then, I've written more jokes, bits, pieces, um, and I think that's a lot of it's because I really put a lot of work and time into it. I am a nurse during the day. I have 3 children that are pretty much grown. My youngest is 17. I got married in December. My husband's very supportive. But I do my comedy out, in the evenings, weekends, when I'm not working as a nurse. So I'm pretty busy doing nursing, being a mom, comic comedian, and a wife. I have 2 dogs, Brody and Brooke. Brody and Brooke. They're adorable. They look mean, but they're not. So yeah. So since I've started, I have um, done. I did a ton of open mics. I started probably doing 2 to 3 open mics a week. Now, I've been to New York City a few times. Talking to the comedians there. 2 to 3 mics a week is not very much. Um, Compared to them, but it's it's been really it's good for me, a good nice mix between work, family, comedy, and it's helping me do what I need to do as a comedian. Um, so I just got back. I don't know what else to say in this video. I'm gonna probably try to talk to about 10 minutes. Sorry, something else he helped me on. But I kind of wanted to give you my background, and just to give you a little more. I've been doing it a little over a year. Um, I've applied to, they have comedy festivals all over the United States. I applied to several. I just got back last week from the Burbank Comedy Festival, which apparently is a pretty big deal, because since, again, I've only been in comedy for a little over a year. Had a wonderful, marvelous time. Cost me a lot of money. Took off work without pay. But I have to say, it introduced me to many different people in the comedy realm from all over the United States. Every color, every race, every creed. So I'm just letting with time and effort and energy, you're going to get out of comedy what you put in. I am taking it very seriously. I am enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun doing it, meeting a lot of interesting people. They say being a female in comedy, it's kind of difficult because it's a male dominated, business. But just like life and everything else, it's all in your attitude and what you put in and what you take out, and I do believe that. I've been accused over the years of being very naive, looking at the world, like a little Pollyanna, like everything is happy, and so far, I'm 51. It served me well. This, the attitude that I have. Um, I'm still having fun. I'm traveling around a lot. I've done shows in New York City. I've done shows in Delaware. I did a show down in Virginia. Do a lot of shows here in PA. I've done shows in Jersey. I still do. When I don't have shows, I do about 2 open mics a week, working on my new material, my new content, perfecting content. Jokes and bits that I written 6-8 months ago, I still do to change and get better and improve. So, like I said, it's all about how much you put, what you want to get out of it, first of all, and what you put into it. Only you can determine that. This is my first video. I've never made a video like this before in my entire life. I hate looking at myself on camera, but I think if I do it, every video I make just gives a little different aspect into the comedy world. And maybe somebody will learn something from it, decide they want to or don't want to. Then Who knows? But that's my 10 minutes. Hopefully we'll make another video in the next day or two. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm too ugly or boring. Have a good night.